Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the sit down. I know that my folks, my friends, my family, everybody has heard me talk about the sit down. And I'm so excited to be able to bring it to you today. And God is good all the time.
Yes.
And all the time, God is good. So I'm very excited to have this opportunity. We've been talking about it for a while. And so we have a special guest with us here today, Miss Teresa Carthorn. Isn't she beautiful, y'all? This is my sister. Let me tell you about Miss Teresa. So Teresa and I met last fall, at a business networking event. It's a business, women's business circle called the Bosspreneur. And I have to give a shout out to Miss Becky A. Davis. She's our fearless leader. Yeah. And so, hi, Miss Becky, and thank you for your vision. So Teresa and I met at the Bosspreneur Breakfast one month, and somehow or another we just connected. It was networking time, as we call it, and we just beeline straight to each other. And it was funny because we didn't realize where we were going and who we were going to connect with, but it was who God aligned for me to connect with, and vice versa. And so Teresa's going to share with you. She has, oh my goodness, a phenomenal organization and companies, and she's just doing a lot of things. And so I'm gonna introduce you to Teresa also as in the professional light. She's also a registered nurse. She's a businesswoman as well, and she is the businesswoman. This lady is doing great things. I have kind of just walked alongside with her and just kind of shadowed, her steps a little bit, and I admire you from the moment that I met you. I have great admiration for you because she's doing some business moves, y'all, and I want her to share with you a little something about what she's doing. Now, one of the first things that she shared with me was her organization called the F.I.T Club, and I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about the F.I.T Club in a minute, but she also is an author. She's an author, and I know everybody's writing books. I'm still writing all 10 of mine, and hopefully one day we'll get it done soon, and actually it's coming soon. But we're here to talk about Teresa, and one of her books is titled Financially Fit. So I'm going to pass the mic to you, our little virtual mic, and let you get started and tell us a little something. First of all, who is Teresa?
Ooh, well, first of all, Kelly, let me just say thank you so much for just giving me the opportunity. Who is Teresa Carthorn? So as she already pointed out, in my professional life, I am a registered nurse, and along with that have all sorts of certifications to support and promote and show that I am a professional who believes in continuing my education. But as a businesswoman, what I saw and what I see so much in my professional life is that there are women out there who they may show up with a clinical issue, but it is really a spiritual, emotional, psychosocial issue. And it's all of these other things that are going on in our lives that are actually impacting us physically. So I am the CEO and founder of the F.I.T Club by Teresa Carthorn. And what the F.I.T Club, when you hear the word fit, some people run away because they're not ready for their exercise routine. But actually, FIT is an acronym. It is F.I.T, which stands for financially, intellectually, totally fit for life. So the F.I.T Club is a group of women who have actually accepted the charge to come together to get the information that they need to impact those issues that ultimately allow us to live a fulfilled and on-purpose life.
Purpose.
That's what it's really all about. And what I see so much in the clinical world that kind of brings these two worlds together is because sometimes we just don't have information. And because we don't have this information, sometimes we suffer so much in silence. So I wanted to create, through the F.I.T Club, a safe place where we could come together and actually get the information that was going to help us to live on full. to live on purpose. Meaning that sometimes, we feel that because we have gotten to a certain age, that, the enemy sometimes will speak to us and tell us that we ought to know things. And because he's telling us that we ought to know, then our pride keeps us from actually asking the questions that are actually going to elevate us. But then when we get to the point to where we have the confidence to ask the questions, then where can we get the answers? Who can we go to that's not going to charge us a fee? Because quite honestly, if we're already struggling, sometimes we don't have an arm and a leg, or we don't really have the money that is going to allow us to sit down with somebody for XYZ amount an hour. But we really just need to know how to get started to get the answers for ourselves. And then after we ask the questions, then the next thing is, who can we ask the questions to that are really going to, who can we trust? Basically, how can we trust their information? So at the Fit Club, when you attend Fit Club meetings, then we have experts that come in and speak to us. They speak to us for free. And the reason that I have the platform set up that way and I don't pay speakers to speak to my group is because my conversation with you when I'm trying to just pour into you, and my conversation when I'm trying to seek compensation from you, is often a different conversation.
Okay.
So the women when we started the Fit Club, we basically came together and everyone had these topics. Like, say someone says, my broken area is my insurance. My life insurance is not together. Someone else is saying, you know what, I don't understand 401ks or investing or IRAs, and or someone else has a financial issue, or someone has a physical issue. So I basically have gone out and found industry experts. They show up at our meetings and they talk to us on a specific topic.
So the Fit Club, is it strictly financial?
No.
Okay. So tell us about what other topics you all have, or that you discuss.
So we do, for instance, we've had a person who owns a spa to actually come and talk to us about how she actually overcame cancer without using chemotherapy or radiation. So we do health and wellness. So we do physical talks. We have spiritual reconnections. We do mindset makeovers, because it's all of these little pieces that actually make up the whole. Because if I'm 100% in my finances, but I'm suffering and walking around full of unforgiveness, guess what? I'm still a broken vessel.
That's exactly right. So how many women do you have in the Fit Club?
So there are roughly about 50 women in the Fit Club, and we're constantly growing, and we're always looking for new members.
Wow. When did you all get started?
This is our second year.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot for 2 years. That's great. Pretty
awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Teresa, let's talk about your book.
Okay.
This is the Financially Fit book that she has written, a 10-step pathway to financial freedom. And you tell us a little something about that.
Well, I'm really excited about this book. So this is a book for the everyday person that wants to find out how they can actually stabilize their finances today with the money that you are making today without getting an extra job. But it will also show you how, if you're really serious about getting out of debt, how you can pay off all of your debt, including your home, including your student loan and your car, within the next 10 years.
I think we need to stop the camera. I need to go and study.
Yeah. So
you pay off the home.
Yes. If you actually follow the principles that are outlined in this book, you will be able to do it. I found myself, this is real talk. This is not about investing, because guess what? You can't invest if you're worried about keeping your lights on.
So tell me, how did you get here? I mean, why is this so important to you?
It's so important to me because you know what? Money impacts everything. It even impacts the type of health care that you get.
This is true.
Believe it or not, if you don't have the best insurance, even if you go to the emergency room and say you need an antibiotic, your insurance or lack thereof is going to determine what type of antibiotic you're going to get. But this book is a small book. I think it's an easy read, but this is a great book for if you are a parent and you have a young one, because it has tips in here on how to actually get your children excited about finances. We need to teach our kids more than how to count their change and how to give people back their change when they sell Girl Scout cookies or have fundraising projects at school. It's a great tool if you are now in the workplace and you have debt that you need to deal with for those obvious reasons that I talked about how to get out of debt. It's also a great book if you are in the workplace and you're dealing with an aging loved one. It has information in here that will help you to prepare to what is it that you need to know, what things do you need to have in place to be able to take care of your loved one.
I just wanted to mention too that when I say a businesswoman, Miss Teresa is a businesswoman. She this is what I admire about her, because not only is she doing all these great things, a nurse, and she also has the Fit Club. She's also an author, but she also just recently launched a new company.
Yeah.
Tell us briefly about your new company.
Okay, so briefly, I'll let you hold this book.
Thank you.
So this is actually an example of one of my candles. I love this glass.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful. So, it is absolutely beautiful.
So I just recently launched a company called F.I.T. And F.I.T. is actually a luxury boutique candle company. The company actually came about. I
love that. Can I see that?
Yeah, you can. So this is part of my. Yeah.
That devil. I'm sorry.
So this is just an example of some of the luxury candle glass that we have for our company. This would be considered a limited edition item. Limited edition meaning that I have 1 to 20 of these. So not everyone is going to be able to actually have this because I will have limited numbers. But F.I.T. is a luxury boutique candle and aromatherapy company, and really I came to this because when you tackle issues, so I coach, and what I teach my people is that when you finally decide that you're going to tackle those budgeting issues or those physical issues or whatever the issues are, sometimes they have been allowed to fester so long they have now turned into a Goliath, right? And when you look at Goliath and you only have a slingshot, some of us just shut down. So I teach my students to tap into actually what allows you to get clarity and helps to give you confidence. For me, it's fragrance. I'm very sensitive to fragrance and to sounds. And so I was presented with the opportunity to have my own candle company because during my Fit Club meetings, I'm always burning candles and I talk to people about tapping into that.
And they are calming.
Yes.
I love candles for the fragrance, but just for the ambiance of it all.
Yeah.
It just really gives the atmosphere a very nice calming feel.
Yes. And you can kind of tackle those issues. So for me, this really did help me because financially I found myself really, really in debt. And every time I would go to the mailbox and come back to the house with this stack of bills, I would just basically shut down. But these fragrances are different fragrances at that time because they were not my own. It actually allowed me to actually face my Goliath. And what I was able to do was really in just a short span of time, I was able to work this plan that I show in this book, and I actually got completely out of debt. Not only did I get completely out of debt, my husband and I sold our first home, and when we walked away from the table, we walked away with almost 80% of the value of our home physically in our hand.
Now. Okay.
Many candles had to be burned. But my candle company, the candles are all natural. So they are soy candles. They do not release any toxins into the atmosphere. A candle glass like this, because it is soy, it burns clean. So that means that you still end up with a very nice container that will add to your home. And then also I have a recycle program where for the life of the candle, if you would like for me to refill it, I will actually refill this candle for you for half price.
Wow.
Amazing. And so you have like a luxury piece that keeps on giving.